In this hyper-dense city, people here are hungry for fresh greens and tasty veggies sprouting inside their homes. For this reason, hydroponics, planting without soil, has gotten really popular. No matter in the big planting factory or at home, no sunlight, no window, no dirty hands are needed. LED lights, petrochemical solution, and electronic control are doing the trick. It's super convenient and twice as fast as normal growing, because the synthetic nutrients flow from the water straight into the plants. So we asked ourselves, what are the long-term health consequences when we eat such hydroponic veggies increasingly? So, we decided to conduct a collaborative research project to explore a more organic, more human-powered option of using our own urine as fertilizer. We knew it was a bit speculative and risky. We were also not sure if people would accept to upcycle and use their urine indoors. With Anthroponix, we found a way to ferment urine safely and wondered how people can produce hydroponic fertilizer at home.
Let's force these roots going down.
Let's check in with Ivy, one of our participants who knows a lot about fermenting, composting, and growing food on soil. Ivy was curious to try something different with ingredients from her own body.
Oh, thank you. Let's try.
我平時都有做好多唔同嘅發酵嘅嘢食啦，例如德國酸菜啊，跟住有做 kombucha 啊，或者自己整下啲醋啊，或者係呢啲驅蚊水啊，咁好多嘢其實都同發酵有關，但係我整咧就係用嚟食嘅多啲嘅，即係關於自己嘅身體狀況多啲嘅，咁就未諗過咧會同即係種植真係好直接嘅關係，因為我從來未諗過即係將佢溝埋尿液。咁再一齊發酵多次之後咧，就變成一啲即係植物可以用得嘅養分咁樣樣。
Conversion process where ammonia is becoming nitrate.
Our body doesn't utilize all the nutrients we're eating, so they end up pretty much all in the urine. It's rich in nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus, all important elements for growing plants. The urine of one person is enough to fertilize and cultivate 250 kilograms of rice per year.
We call it YouTubers. It's where you will start collecting your urine. Only the middle part of your urine in the cup. So you start, pee a little bit, stop, fill in the cup, and then continue.
咁我睇下我喺廁所裏邊咧，就點樣收集呢一個尿液嘅過程啦。咁我其實之前咧就有呢度就為之1個星期嘅尿液咁樣咧，就加埋嗰啲酸菜汁啊，咁樣就可以做一啲發酵嘅過程。咁所以每一支其實咧都係當日朝頭早第一浸嘅尿液，咁同埋嗰啲酸菜汁加埋一齊，咁就等佢喺裏邊咧再發酵咁樣嘅。咁但係呢個蓋咧，原來佢喺裏邊有好多空氣嘅時候咧，個蓋咧就會自己爆開咗。咁所以佢除咗爆開之外咧，裏邊仲有好多氣啊、bubble 啊、啲氣泡啊咁樣，有少少液體咁樣咧就爆埋出嚟添嘅。咁我試過有一次，即係因為我擺喺度，咁有個一日翻嚟咧，地下有成3-4個樽蓋咁樣爆開咗喺度。
During urine fermentation, carbon dioxide is naturally released. This gas was much more than our containers could hold back. Many participants got excited when witnessing this biochemical reaction. It's a good sign of lactic acid bacteria doing their work. With taping down the loose caps, we had an easy fix for the annoying popping.
因為 cabbage 即係椰菜咧，其實最高營養，即係叫做較高營養價值嘅一種植物啦，所以我哋淨係用椰菜咯，好似。
Before we can ferment and capture the nutrients in our urine, we first need to have living lactic acid bacteria. They can be found inside the cabbage. And when we chop and mush it down, then these native lactic acid bacteria will feed. and regenerate on the sugar thoughts inside the cabbage. When the mushed cabbage releases a lot of liquids, it is stuffed into the glass jar and pressed down, so no air touches the kraut. After a month, the cabbage turns sour and is fermented into sauerkraut. Then we press out the juice. Where lactic acid bacteria are concentrated, we are adding 1 part of this juice, 1 part molasses sugar, and 8 parts of water. And after a week, the lactic acid bacteria are propagated and ready to get to work. For collecting of our nutrients, we add 3 parts of this propagation mix with 7 parts of urine. Then stored in sealed container for 3 weeks. It turns sour and the nutrients are stabilized. Urine fertilizer alone is not enough to grow our veggies in water. The plant roots also need oxygen for breathing, otherwise they suffocate. Yet in water, it needs to be injected.
Not too much, very little, very subtle.
Our planting tube came equipped with tubes and air stones. On the very top, we sit the seed plug where the roots are anchored. We add a dosage of our fermented urine as fertilizer. Then we blow in our own breath.
Do you need a lot of strength? Does it hurt? Okay, good.
I can only hold my breath for like 5 or 10 seconds, and then I don't want to do it, I have to do it another one. And then it's only 7 at the moment, but when I have 21, then I don't know how much time do I need to spend on blowing. 咁因為呢個佢哋總共有21個喉管咧，我發覺我唔夠氣去吹足夠嘅氧氣俾佢哋生存。咁所以咧，我就將佢接駁咗個電泵，咁每日咧就有一啲時間，我就會著咗佢啊，咁樣等佢可以有多啲氧氣入去。咁但係亦都因為咁咧，就令到佢生咗好多青苔出嚟啦。咁同埋咧，裏邊都即係啲好多液體都變咗綠色啦。咁呢個亦都係一個挑戰嚟嘅，因為即係佢喺一個100 ml 嘅試管裏邊咧，其實就好細空間嘅啫。咁所以就我即係做任何嘅嘢咧，可能一生青苔咁就全部變晒綠色，咁就其實嗰個反應係好快好大嘅咁樣。
We realized how the 100 milliliter sized planters were too small to give our plants enough vigor for proper growing. In the tiny system, the baby veggies were vulnerable for all kinds of environmental influences, like algae, air pollution and diseases. Many Anthroponix participants followed dutifully our instructions. Others were actively came up with concrete improvements. Daniel, one of our participants, invited us to his balcony, where to show us his own setup and improvements.
可以食得㗎呢啲葉，我又愛嚟煮麵㗎。
係咩？
啊，
咁打落啲麵度食啊？
係啊，今次咧我就試咗就用做一個比較咯，用一個箱咧就分開2個部分，一個部分咧就用普通嘅Hydroponic，一個部分咧就用Anthroponix嗰個方法嚟做處理咯。咁好明顯睇到咧，就2個方法咧就用 chemical 嗰個咧就長得比較蓬勃啲嘅。咁呢個咧就係改良版嘅咯。咁就由佢一路發芽，咁咧發芽嘅時候咧就喺個海綿裏邊發芽，咁就根咧就長喺下邊嗰個嘢嗰個定時杯下邊，咁就喺水裏邊嘅嘛，咁啊一路可以生咯。咁上邊嗰度時候咧就喺最啱啱長出嚟，至到佢生長高過個杯嘅時候咧，佢都可以利用個杯咧去擋住啲風。而且咧有個好處咧就係話，即係就算大風真係吹出嚟嘅咧時候咧，佢都反唔到嘅，即係反唔到落去地下嘅嘅成，因為佢下邊棘住咗個。Yeah, because of the urine solution is limited.
Daniel is working with us on improving the human nutrients formula to supplement the missing micronutrients in urine. We are considering to integrating fermented soybean residue and citrus peels.
That's the total jar. With EM, effective microorganisms.
Contrary to synthetic fertilizer, urine is not standardized. Every urine sample has a different constitution, depending on the condition and intake of the donor's body. For this reason, we carefully tracked what we were eating, how our bodies were feeling.
This is when we start growing the plants. So right now you just look here.
We also monitored the urine solution for hydroponic parameters. All this data was collected in a special journal that recorded the well-being of people and their plants.
Yeah, I would expect that a little bit. Okay.
咁同埋加埋呢個即係記錄啦，每日嘅記錄咧，其實都令我關注咗自己嘅食物狀態咧，同埋身體狀態多啲嘅。因為佢個記錄咧就可以好詳細嘅，即係例如你有冇食過有機嘅嘢食啊，係咪本地嘅食材啊咁樣。咁我每次咧，例如食到本地食材啊，好難得㗎，其實都或者有機嘅嘢食咧，咁我就嗰日嘅心情咧都會寫埋喺度咧，就係開心啲嘅，或者個人係舒服啲嘅，個腸胃都會咧。咁出嚟第二日嗰個 pH 啊，或者係裏邊嘅蛋白質嘅成分咧，都會覺得係比較中性啲啊，都係即係個人好似溫和咗咁樣。
To stimulate the sensory awareness in participants, the journal offered a special aroma chart to match and records the odors perceived. Joan has a very sensitive nose and was able to detect subtle differences in the smells of her collected samples.
I love this part. Because actually each tubes have different smell. Before I smell the tube, smell the urine, I think they just have the acidic smell or only related to the alcohol. But actually it's very fruitful to check out different kinds of things. And actually I find the linkage between the food I have. And I think it's very interesting when I track why this kind of have a salty smell. Then the food I take, I check this is the sugar, but just only some tubes have the sugar smell, and I think it's very interesting.
Okay, yes. Thank you.
When closing the nutrient cycle, we can suddenly have strange revelations. By feeding our plant babies with our urine, we find ourselves in the middle of a perpetual feedback loop. Richard took flu medicine during urine collection. It was now in the nutrients solution and got into the plant.
喺收集療液嘅第8、第9日，咁我就唔好彩咁患咗感冒，咁我就需要食啲藥物去解決呢個問題啦。咁我就同時間亦都停止去收集療液嘅。咁就因為喺網上面啊，又或者係啲新聞啊都話過藥物係會經由尿液去排出嘅。咁如果我收集嗰啲尿液再轉變做營養液嘅話，我就驚啲植物吸收咗嗰個營養液，而個植物再俾我食翻嘅話咧，會有一個循環。咁嗰啲藥性咧會繼續去俾我食翻嘅咁樣。
This is the regular time. So this is good for pasta, right?
As a group of 25, we were together testing, learning and improving the Anthroponix system. With all the feedback we got, we completely redesigned the system. With larger root holders and bacteria-friendly growing medium, we are growing now a variety of veggies from our urine. Basil, French spinach, water spinach, chive, and tomatoes. It looks good. But what does human-powered basil taste like?
Wow, strong taste, yeah?